Okay, I'm going to go over my expectations for handling your brushes. So after you're done painting something at your table, you'll have some sort of water dish at your table, and you should certainly clean your brush at your table, particularly if you're going to go from one color to another color. But when you're done for your final wash, you go ahead and do it, in your bucket at your seat, but then you're going to need to come back to a sink area to do a final cleaning. If you're working with your brush properly, you won't get paint on the collar of the brush, but sometimes we do. So you'll need to pay attention to that as well while we clean. So the way I want you to clean your brushes is you get a small stream of water going, and we have a small container. It could be a bucket, could be a little tray like this, and you let water run in there. And then you go ahead back and forth on the bottom like you're painting the bottom of the container. That'll get out quite a bit, but there's still that color on the collar of the brush. So if we just put this away, that color will transfer to other brushes and ruin them. So we have to wash that under the running water. If you try and wash it outside of the water, the paint will stick to you. But if you do it under the running water, clean off the collar of the brush, then you'll see none of that paint will stick to you. So it's a nice little trick. And then we go back and one more time, clean it in the container. And then you need to test your brush. There are two ways to test it. One is by squeezing from the base of the brush to the tip and making sure that the water that comes out is clear. Now, if you're using clear paint or clear varnish, that won't work. So you'll have to feel for a texture. But the other thing I'd like you to do is to test your brush on a piece of scrap paper. And we'll try and have scrap paper near the sinks. And again, that looks clear and fine. Then it goes into the container with the brush end up so that it can dry properly. We never put the brush end down in the container because sometimes water collects in the bottom and we can get mold, and then the brush head looks really unusual the next day. It's almost like if you went to bed with wet hair. You just don't generally do that. Then our final part is, of course, to take the containers off of the tables. Just dump them down the sink and give them one quick rinse of clean water and pour that down, and then they can be stacked up so the next class can use them. So make sure you're taking time to wash your brushes properly, and we'll have them for many years to come.